So I love the aspiration of this comment up here, although it's so objectively wrong, and I'll get to that. The idea that if you just give people the facts, let them make up their own mind. The problem is, who decides what the facts are that you're going to give people? If it was something as simple as an interview, right? You give somebody an interview and you say, all right, what are the facts that you should know about that interview? Should you know about the clothes that they were wearing, where they bought them, who made them? Did they come from a sweatshop? What about the transportation? Did they use environmentally friendly transportation? Was it environmentally friendly enough? Were they sitting in a way that projected confidence? Which of these are really facts that are relevant? If you talked about just the pen that they had, did they get the pen as a gift from somebody that had a shady past? Did they just talk to somebody that had a shady past? Did their family have a shady past? Did they have any kind of interactions on the way? The list just keeps going on and on and on. And you say, well, all right, you could just have an intractable list of data and information about one simple interview. And then you say, well, who decides which facts are relevant? Which should you disseminate? And somebody's going to have to decide that, right? If you're going to do that, because eventually, if you're talking about this interview, and we're not even talking about the content of the interview yet, just all the facts related to the interview, who decides what all needs to be disseminated? And at some point, somebody's going to lose interest and say, I'm not listening for more than 2 minutes about your facts about this interview. I want to hear about the interview. And yet somebody has to decide what facts are relevant. And all of these decisions require a narrative. Somebody's going to have to decide what's a relevant fact. And we're not even talking yet about who gets interviewed and what questions get interviewed. And so the list just becomes enormous. And so what you do is you have to decide, well, what are the relevant facts? And the funny thing is that that's what we have right now. I would wager that all of the news media that's out there are doing exactly that. They think that they are deciding on what are the relevant facts, just giving the facts to people that are relevant to the content at hand. And so this ideal up here is basically where we're at already. It's just, you have to decide how to distill that so that you're not giving encyclopedia of information about a single interview. Nobody's got time to read an entire encyclopedia about a single interview. You're probably not even interested in that interview. And there might be some things that are relevant, but again, you don't want an encyclopedia for doing that. Somebody's going to have to distill the information, and that distillation process requires a narrative, which everybody's using. And so you really can't do this. It's just not tenable because everybody has a narrative.